So here we are, the Vitality Code Live. This is Kathy Basel, and the intention here is to share the information that people need to live their most vital life. I'm here with one of my best friends ever. This is Gail Haun, and she is just a miraculous healer of all sorts with a background in more of a traditional RN, being in hospital administration. She is a gifted whole healer with energy tools, everything from energy techniques to EFT, and then also became a spiritual practitioner. So Gail and I met 7 years ago, and
at least maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah, and we just were attracted to each other right away because we both had the understanding that true healing is something that comes from within. So with that, this is Vitality Code Live, just 7 minutes and the top 7 tools. And don't worry about looking at your thing. Right. I think it's great because we're sitting here in her beautiful garden. It's a perfect setting because the first tip really is about energy being everything.
Absolutely. We're in a garden area with flowers and trees and garden produce all around. And we chose this environment because it models for us the true perfection of energy. When we are in nature, how can you not know the energetic field and want it within your body?
Yeah. So Gail's fresh off of a beautiful weekend retreat with learning Qigong. So these are deep, ancient. Tell us more about how that really plays into.
Right. I think both Kathy and I are health and wellness coaches and always looking for the tool that will help our clients integrate the knowledge to heal themselves. We hear a lot about we have the tools to heal ourselves, but not really the knowledge. And we focus on nutrition and moving and sleep and all that. But the bottom line is that you have to go within. It's my observation that the head and the body are disconnected. For most of America, as I see diseases come in for people. And so part of what we're talking about today, the real source of healing, is it is within you. And as you go within yourself and help assess your own body, what is it telling you? You're having that ache and pain, it's contracted. So what do you do? So the workshop I went to this weekend was a practical tool called Qigong, which is an ancient Chinese system that really included movement, visualization, and sound. And when you put the body moving plus sound plus your mind directing the energy of what you're wanting to heal, amazing things happen. And so very excited coming off that weekend and sharing some of these tools to help all of our clients integrate their wellness that they desire and have all the vitality that they want. It's possible.
Yeah. And the thing that makes it so impactful to me is that Gail has literally worked with like tens of thousands of people, coaching them around their physical disease conditions. And oftentimes in the society, I believe we get trapped into a hyper focus on just the physical aspect. Mm-hmm. So it's that piece of we're so busy, we're so inundated in our days these days. Like, how do you integrate that kind of healing?
Exactly. And the principle that Kathy and I believe, and many of the growing, rising health coaches believe, you have to address the mind, the body, and the spirit. You are one unit. And so you have actually modalities and practices that you do in your life to be able to honor all 3 parts of yourself in an integrated whole, because we are whole. We're already whole. We're separated from it, and we've lost our energy because we're disconnected from our body. We have energy in our body. We are part of the universe, which is energy. It's within us, but we've disconnected from it. So part of what we try to do is help you develop a blueprint.
That's a good way to put it.
To really develop your own plan for health and wellness. And whether that you're already healthy, great. How do you stay vital till 100? There's a recipe for that. And the other thing is, if you've got a dis-ease, you've got stress going on. Stress really is the underpinning behind a lot of the diseases or breakdowns, whether it be as mild as high blood pressure, high blood sugar, or it goes into diabetes and heart failure, cancer. It's all the same. You've got blockages. You've got blockages of your energy in your organs and don't know some of the practices. We've been stuck really with Western medicine just giving pills. Surgery.
So it's masking the symptom. Here's the body trying to tell us, hey, something's out of balance here, and we oftentimes will mask it.
Right.
So what is it? The source underneath the dis-ease is actually oftentimes rooted, like you said, stress or emotional. It can be trauma. It doesn't have to be a full blown out trauma. It might just be
emotions. It might be stuck emotions.
Yeah.
One of my favorite energy teachers said issues are in your tissues, whether it be your joints, your headache, your heart hurts, your gut hurts. Issues are locked in those organs. And when that happens, your energy is blocked. And then you start seeing breakdown. There's a continuum with health and wellness. Disease is over here. Total wellness and vibrancy, like in Vitality Code, is over here. So what our hope to do is to move people, show them the blueprint of how you move yourself over through here and get some new consistent practices in your life that'll help move you in that direction.
Yeah. And I like, as we were talking a little bit before, is just rather than looking for the source outside of ourselves, it's Gail's big passion is to give people the tools so that they can heal themselves. But as you said it, especially today, because we're just so busy, we're so inundated with so many different messages, we really need to create the rituals that work for ourselves.
Exactly. As a society, we're pretty good at brushing our teeth and taking a shower every day, and I use those as the simplicity of it. But there are some other simple practices that you can put in your life, and you just didn't know there were some critical things. Eat whole food, not too much.
Mostly plants.
It's a principle. There's not all this calculation stuff that we've made things so hard. Movement. You have to move. If you know you don't feel good, check into your body at least once or twice a day. How is it feeling? Do you have an ache, a pain, sour stomach? What's going on? Ask your body. And then you actually go into kind of a visualization and meditation to clear it. And we're just so excited to teach you the principles of how to stay well or how to become well.
Yeah, and I like how you said likening it to brushing our teeth. It's when we talk in terms of the blockages being emotional, so we need to develop those tools and also exercise them on a daily basis.
Exactly.
That's one of the things I did was I created a meditation designed to help people before they go to bed just gather up all those negative charges we've had over the course of the day so that we can empty the trash can at the end of the day or brush the teeth. So
good. Great. Kathy has got tremendous tools on the Vitality Code, and it is the full spectrum of what you need to consider with choice. You get to choose any given day. I think that's a principle in what is real healing. You are of choice once you have the information to be able to implement things in a systematic way and as slow as you need to do. Right. It doesn't have to be full-blown, stop your work, stop your life. It can be a simple way to start integrating. People that are very sick many times change their life. They leave relationships, they change their jobs, they go on retreats, and they do full-time healing practices. And I've seen astounding and heard of just amazing results when people do that.
Well, as you said, the Qigong teacher opened the medicineless hospital.
We are very fortunate in the United States. One of my master Qigong teachers, Ming Tonggu, opened a medicineless hospital south of Santa Fe. It is the first one in the United States, and the only other one that I know of is in China. And China, as we know, has a different process of health and wellness. Ours is Western, theirs is Eastern, and more Chinese. And so I think what we're doing is we're adopting ancient health secrets and just bringing them into a modern world to give people some choices of the tools.
Right. So it's fascinating to me, medicineless
hospital. What does that mean? Well, it really means that you are putting yourself into into retreat, into workshop to learn the tools or work with a health and wellness coach to systematically add them to your life. Figure out what you let go of so you can open up. If you're not going to work 12-hour days, what do you have to set a boundary on? Do you have to change your work? Do you have to talk to your boss? I think the goal is to bring that peace and harmony inside. And so the practices help you embody that. And again, the second principle is you've got to embody the energy that's available. You are part of that energy. It's like a drop of water in an ocean. You're a drop in the ocean. You are part of that energy field. But because we start getting sick and less vital, less energy, we have blocked somewhere. And for some of us, it takes some work to keep the layers off, but you don't do it just once. It becomes a practice, just like your teeth. Your teeth would fall out if you never brushed your teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually saying unless you floss and open your energy fields, you're going to get sick. The likelihood is high. Yeah, because none of us get through life without some energy blocks.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that's one of the most common, problems that people will present, just saying that they're so tired, they're dragging through their day, they have no energy. And it's like the energy is around us all the time.
All the time.
So where is it that we're cutting ourselves off?
Exactly. So that's absolutely the key point. Energy is the foundation to health and wellness and to vibrant life, happy life, peaceful life. It's there. It's available. It's your birthright.
Right. And so I like how you said it's a continuum. So on one end, you've got a vibrant, just think of the most vibrant person, we all have that one person who's like a little
Kathy.
Yeah.
It's,
that's always plugged in and full of vitality and optimism and all these principles. And then as we move down that continuum, as the energy becomes a little bit more congealed or congested. Yeah, it's not flowing. Then
it's not flowing.
At first, it might just be real subtle, like you're feeling off or depressed, which to me, that word just sounds to me like it's energy that's pressed in. It's like, okay, so
it's contracted is the word that I would use. And energy is meant to flow like a river. And so if you think of yourself and think of the time when you really were in the flow, we used to call it in the zone. Remember that feeling? Everyone's had it. Sometimes it's playing a musical instrument. For me, it was dancing. Some people it's gardening. So whatever it is, that's the zone, the flow, the energetic that is available to you. So when you're not feeling that way, I invite you to be curious, not judging. Curious. I wonder what's going on. Wonder where I'm blocked. How would I do it? And so when you work with health coaches, particularly like Kathy and myself, we actually unfold all of those principles to you. And one by one, we actually get rid of the old programs and install new ones.
Yeah. The fascinating part to me is that oftentimes, because of the way our brains develop, so many of the core woundings is actually up until the age of 9 when we didn't know how to differentiate between somebody else's trauma and our own. So we personalize so much. And then we're running the rest of our lives with kind of an imperfect wheel, if you will, and then just picking up more and more congestion or contraction over time.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's a peeling off process that can take a little time. But, as Gail said, it's we want to give you the tools so that you can begin to be aware, really, when, when those signs come on a subtle level before they get too dire as far as more like a disease that's bad enough that somebody can diagnose it and prescribe something that's going to actually just really mask this symptom.
We really work with you to stay out of judgment. Once you become aware, then just really sit back and just appreciate that this message is coming in from your body. Accept it. Acceptance is a very difficult skill. Accepting what is in a relaxed way without judgment and being curious. So we really, as health coaches, invite you to be curious. What's going on? This is how I am. This is where I want to be. What would I have to change? Because healing is change. Okay. So if we're saying energy is the foundation of life, then energy has to be in the flow and has to has to be reopened up consistently, not once a year, not at a workshop. It's a daily practice, and so that's the new daily practice we're kind of inviting you to be, is checking in with yourself, checking your energy, where are you hurting, where are the blocks, and giving you the tools to yourself unblock them.
Yeah. And I like how you said is oftentimes if we just ask ourselves the question, take a deep breath and ask your body, where is it?
Mm-hmm.
And then
and we're going to teach you the tools to activate the system, to be able to remove the blocks and empower you to have the life that you want, and really kind of clear the stress that's been in your tissues all over, no matter what. Everything's the same under all diseases. And that when I, as an RN, started learning that, it used to be very algorithmic and mathematical, and it was like very precise to different diseases. Well, lo and behold, it's the same issue underneath. And all of these diseases have blocked energy in different parts of your organs that is stuck. So very, very excited to be invited to talk with you, because Vitality Code, Kathy has been a champion of vitality and is the picture child for vitality. So, I think we both have been very curious. Most people want energy. I think if they want to be healthy, but they want energy. They equate health, wellness with energy.
Well, that, and you can live vibrantly healthy till your dying day, literally. Mm-hmm. And, oftentimes we think in terms of aging, and we kind of like cringe looking at how the decline that oftentimes our parents may have gone through. And it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. Like, I think everyone would agree that we'd like to live healthy, as long as we can. We don't necessarily want to live a long life if we're not vital, but you can have both. You can have it all.
Yeah, and we were designed to live 120 years. They have years gone by when life was simpler. There was not as much stress, slower pace, and being more aware. So, can you imagine living to 120 right now? Because all your role models are sick when they're ending their life, and we're here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, it's really exciting.
So vibrant health for life, right?
Vibrant health for life.
Excellent. So with that, I'm sure we're 7 minutes. There's two ways. I'll put GailHaun.com is a great way to learn more about Gail. And literally, she is just, I always have this picture of the medicine woman with all the blankets on, because she is wise, and probably the person that can get someone to the heart space more than anyone I've ever met. So very honored that you've taken the time to share with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. You're a natural talk host.
Sorry for surprising you, but I think it was probably better that way.
much better. You saw my gremlin out for sure.